According to the Ocean Plastic Pollution, billions of pounds of plastic can be found that make up about 40% of the world's ocean surface. That is an astonishing amount because 40% of this ocean surface is a very large amount of our ocean that is covered in plastic that we are not properly taking care of our ocean. And if we do not find a way to dispose of the plastic better, our world will be consumed with plastic. Our world will increasingly be consumed with plastic if we do not find a way to dispose of this plastic better in our oceans. Oceans make up a large percent of our world, however, they are consumed with plastic, which affects world waste, marine life, and human life. World waste. We use plastic in our everyday lives. A typical use of plastic is a water bottle or a pop bottle that we use in our everyday lives. And what do we do with that bottle when we're done with it? We throw it away. We don't reuse our water bottles, and that's why we have reusable water bottles, but many people still buy plastic water bottles every day. And not just plastic water bottles, there are many other things in our lives that are causing us to throw them away because they are plastic. Like, for example, people who get coffee every day from a restaurant, what do they come in? They usually come in a plastic container. And what do we do with that plastic container when we're done with it? We throw it away. Or we have straws that we use for our drinks, and those straws are made out of plastic. And what do we do with that plastic? We throw it away. And when you go to the grocery store and you are picking up, they ask you if you want paper or plastic. Some people do pick paper, but majority of the people say that they want plastic bags for their groceries. And what do we do with those bags when we're done with them? We throw them away. And all these products are being thrown away, and some of it is being thrown away in our landfills, some is being recycled, but not very much, but most of it is being poured right into our ocean, which is affecting our daily lives. At a time, we would ship plastic to China, and we paid for them to dispose of this plastic, and we thought that they would recycle it all, but it turns out China just decided to put it all right in the ocean, and that is not going to help our ocean in matters of plastic. So we no longer do send it to China anymore, but all that plastic is in the ocean now, and there's no way that we're going to get it out. And a quote by Juan states that the hardest question to answer about Garbage Patch, it turns out, isn't whether plastic threatens animals and ecosystems, but what, if anything, can be done about it. We need to think about what can be done to be changed about plastic, not just about if they can be changed. We need to change our way of thinking and try to come up with better and new ways to dispose of the plastic rather than putting it all in the ocean, which goes on to my next point and how it affects marine life. And a quote by the Ocean Plastics Pollution states saying, fish in the North Pacific ingest 12,000 to 24,000 tons of plastic each year. That is lots of plastic for our fish to be ingesting, and they are not coming out of this in a good outcome. Our fish are not. Most of them have ingested all this, and they are dying because of all this plastic that they are ingesting. This is not really helping our ecosystem either, or our marine life. And some other animals that were affected by the plastic in our ocean is seabirds. They will dive down and try to catch a fish, but then they will end up swallowing some plastic or get it caught on their beak. This will kill them eventually, and it will not be a very easy death. And as I said before, fish do ingest tons of plastic, and they are dying rapidly because of this. And one of the most affected animals in our marine life that is affected by plastic is sea turtles, because they are consuming plastic, or they get it plastic rings caught around their necks or around their shells, and they can't do anything about it, so they just slowly struggle and die from all this plastic in the ocean. And whales are another animal that is affected by plastic in the ocean because they will swallow all the plastic and it will become in their bodies and they can't really do anything about it. And it's actually a very slow and painful death for the whales because it can take over a month for them to die with all the plastic in their stomach, and then they wind up on the shore and it is not a good sight to see. And a quote by Blanche states, "Dolphins that stand on the beaches in some areas, more than 70% have been found to have ingested debris." That is sad to say that many of our dolphins that are ending up dead is because of the plastic that's in the ocean. That's something that we put in there, something that we did to kill all these dolphins, and that in a sense is our fault that they are all dying from all the plastic in the ocean, because the animals are not using the plastic in the ocean, we are using the plastic, and then we are not disposing of all this plastic properly, and all the animals are suffering immensely because of this. And we need to do a better job of finding ways to save the animals in our oceans from all the plastic waste. Marine life is greatly affected by all the plastic in the ocean because they are helpless little animals that are in the ocean, and we use things like water bottles every day that we just end up throwing away, and these are being consumed or being caught around all the fish in the sea, and that is greatly affecting the numbers of deaths of the animals in the ocean, and their ability to swim around freely in the ocean is being very much compromised. And then the last one that is affected is our human life, because toxins are developing in the ocean. Many toxins are being spread across the ocean into our human life because the plastic will absorb the toxins, and the fish will eat these plastic, and then we eat the fish, and then we're eating the toxic fish, which is ruining our lives. And not just consuming the toxins, also swimming in it, because we like to swim in the ocean. People like to go to the beach and have fun, but what's fun is swimming in a bunch of plastic that's all gross and covered in toxins in the ocean. No one wants to do that. And a quote by Mamba states, "The United Nations Environment Programme estimates there would be about as many as 51 trillion microplastic particles in the ocean already." That is a ton of plastic particles that are in our ocean right now, and that number needs to be immensely cut down. Otherwise, our community will struggle to try and relieve this, because we need to find better ways to dispose of plastic rather than putting it all in the ocean, which is hurting our world waste, our marine life, and our human health. And oceans make up a large percentage of our world. However, they are consumed with plastic, which affects world waste, human life, or marine life and human life. If 40% of the world's ocean surface is covered with plastic, how do we expect to keep that from rising? If we continue on this pace, by 2050, our whole ocean is going to be covered in plastic, and we won't have anywhere to ships to go and fish to swim or to do anything with our ocean, and that's make up a large percentage of our world. We need to take care of our world rather than jeopardizing it by putting all this plastic and waste in the ocean, and take care of Mother Nature, because we were given this as a gift, not as something to take advantage of. People need to come together and find a better solution to disposing of plastic, because our planet cannot take this waste. Our planet needs to have the help from us. We need to be the ones to step up and take over and find ways to better dispose of plastic in the ocean. And a quote by Robert Swan states, "The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. We can't rely that someone else is going to do it. We need to be the ones to save our planet."